Hello, once again, and welcome to this episode of the Leadership Lens. Today, we go to the hub of creativity and innovation here at the University of Nairobi. That is the Faculty of Built Environment and Design. With us is the outgoing governor of that faculty, and I'll allow him to introduce himself.
So my name is Irungu Peterson, the Emeritus Governor of the Faculty of Built Environment, famously known as ADD, that is Architectural Design and Development.
Now that you have just finished your tenure, you're 2 days or a few days old out of office. How has it been leading that faculty for you this last 1 year?
I can say it has been smooth, and I can say it has been hard. Definitely, whenever you have the task of leading a congregation, it is always having those issues. How do you address them? At first, this was our first time having the faculty being disbanded on its own, because initially we were CAI, that is the College of Architecture and Engineering. We were joint, but right now we had the independence of leading our students on our own. Once we entered into office, the then Dean, Professor Rukwaro, we had some few arrangements, some few things that we wanted to mend things up. But then for him also, he was ending his tenure and also retiring. So it became a challenge waiting for them to have to settle first. And also the elections time, then we had to go for a break, for a long break. Yeah, so to me, basically I can say time constraint was one of the key challenges, but we tried as much as possible to do whatever we had to do during that time.
Okay.
Yes.
And now, in the midst of all those transitions and changes, and now the short period of time, how much would you say you have been able to achieve during this time?
Personally, I've been able to achieve, let me say, 85% of my manifesto, considering some of the things that we aimed at doing required a lot of time and preparation and a lot of engagement with our students, which was not per se the case. Personally, we've been able to at least account for that 85%. The rest 15% was due to the shift of management and also the time constraint. Yes.
Okay. What are some of the things that you would say you are not able to achieve, which you promised to the constituents?
One thing that I've not been able to achieve is one we had planned on having a conference, which we are already working on having the first international student conference for our students, because we had slotted it in March, but due to the effect of the long duration between June and September, then students came back around November. Then for 1 month, went home for the December holiday, coming back, it's exam period, then going back during February. So even preparation with our students was not that much, but we are aiming at having it either end of April or early May, so we may be able to get our students having the best, let me call it the most innovative, because it was a design competition, a design way of making sure that our students are always on the move.
How much collaboration do you think you have experienced with the various stakeholders within your term of service? Who have you been able to work with?
We were able to do collaboration with the Office of the Dean, the Office of the Assistant Dean, in terms of assisting our students who had mental health issues, who had family issues. These are cases whereby our Assistant Dean was always at the forefront to provide that safe space. We also collaborating with him on terms of trainings. We are having some few trainings here and there, whereby he's getting some of our students to even go abroad, which is something he's working on. He has been to that program. He has ascertained that it's a good program, and he may wish our students to be able to benefit also from the same program. Also, I've been able to collaborate with outside partners. During our talent search, I brought about varsity, varsity.co.ke. It's a media company, it's an upcoming media company, whereby we entered into even a memorandum of understanding whereby they can even become, and if we have our students, not only from my faculty, but also even from the entire university, they can be able to featuring them in their programs. We have some of our students who are already working with them as they are mobilizers, as they are part of the crew. And it's really a humble being to me that our students are benefiting from whatever we had to do.
The reputation of students from your faculty is one that is very interesting, being assumed to be of a certain class, of a certain stature or standard in society, for reasons that we may not finish exploring during this interview. But with such students, what challenges then do they face that are unique to that faculty? And as a follow up to that, um, which are those problems which you think the incoming government should then focus on?
Uh, First of all, I cannot disregard that. That's for a fact, that's true. There are those certain classes. Every place where you go, we understand the social class. And having capitalist, being in a capitalist country, definitely this will happen. Mostly in my faculty, you will have that the divisive factor. That is module 2, module 1 normally happens, but mostly it's on the economic social class, whereby we understand that ADD harbors the most, let me call them the rich, in terms of even the parking. The student parking harbors most cars than the lecturers parking, of course. I made sure I interacted with each and every one of them, considering from whatever background you come from whatever place you come from. At least we tried as a team to show that it's not all about social class, it's all about our coexistence as human beings, because these are other things, as we say, but they cannot be the defining factor. What defines us as people is about we as being human beings and what our capabilities, what are our abilities. The next government, the biggest challenge that they have to tackle is on bringing these people together and also creating the channels and creating the venues on where they can be able to interact more.
As a leader, being in a faculty where we know people spend nights in the studios and days and hours on end working on projects, how are you able to balance your leadership role with your classwork?
Me personally, I can say sleeping, as they say nowadays, sleeping is for the wicked. So no sleep. You would sleep even for maybe 3-4 hours. Yeah, but mostly my leadership roles came during the day. During the night, I would plan for myself, doing my own businesses here and there, my studies here and there. But all in all, I can say planning becomes the basic. Once you have a planning, once you have a schedule on what you're supposed to do, I think it will be easy for you, because without a plan, I can tell you, you will fail.
You've talked about this having been a journey, and so what do you think the future holds for you as far as your leadership is concerned? Where will we be seeing more of you after this tenure that you have served?
The future is bright. That is what we say. And right now, I've already taken a mantle in my county, because we as the youth, we're facing a lot of challenges, considering case factor in Kiambu County. That is where my home county is. The Secretary General to an association that we formed, that is for Kiambu University and College Student Association, KUKSA, whereby we aim at delivering our youths from whatever that is seen and perceived to be an addicted youth base, whereby it's all about drugs, it's all about crime. So I'm aiming to even glitch to even the most highest seat, that is the president of this country, one day.
All right. We do wish you well with that. And when you get there, please remember us.
Thank you. We surely do.
Okay. I want you to give a very brief parting shot to the people who gave you this opportunity to serve, and then we can call it a day.
Yeah, to the people who give me this chance, that is my faculty students. You are a major part of my journey. That is also to my parents, my family, and my friends for the support and for the assurance that yes, you can do this. It has been a good journey of experiences, lesson, expectations, and for sure, I've grown and we've grown together. And what I can say, never fear. Go for it. If you have to go for it, go for it. Go hard or go home. That is what I can tell you.
Other than leading well and probably doing the various projects you're doing, we'd want to know what else do you do well so that we can have a new image of the governor.
I'm a mental health advocate, I'm an environmentalist, I'm a scout also. And these are things that I pursue mostly as I incorporate my leadership, as I incorporate my course. I'm also a poet, I do write. Fighting ourselves will not help, but dividing us. Once you divide yourself, that is the route to falling. But one thing, you can't win on your own. Let's come together. Let's wish we can be together, because being together is always stronger. Even in a battle, the army, you'll never see them walking just one soldier across, but you'll find them walking together as a battalion. And with that, they win. So let's win together and let's work together to make sure the country and the globe has always a changing factor. Let's have that mission, the mission to change, the mission to work together. Thank you.
Yet another good day to have a man of many hats with us here at the Leadership Lens. And as he says, the future is indeed bright, not just for the students at the Faculty of Built Environment, but for all of us, provided we are focused on ensuring that we are seeking not just our own good, but the good of all the rest of our colleagues and counterparts. That is all we had time for today at the Leadership Lens, but we hope that you'll be joining us for yet another episode. Until then, I have been your host, Emma Jaber.